What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to The Den. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. If you're not familiar with The Den, this is the best conversation on the internet, social commentary with a realistic perspective. We're live every night, 10 p.m. Central to midnight. Feel free to call into The Den line. You can express your thoughts on whatever the topics we may be discussing for that evening. Doesn't matter what evening, we're live every night. So, again, you can follow The Den at Den Show Live on Instagram and Twitter. Plug, follow me at Ed Honcho, HTX on Instagram and Twitter. But let's kind of get past all that. So I want to get on this topic because I've been seeing this floating around, and this shit feels just like a story that happened out this way in Houston not that long ago. And I hate to lump them together because I try to look at everything as its own individual situation. But it's hard not to feel how I feel because I said certain things about the last situation that took place, and it turns out I was right. And now this situation is starting to seem extremely questionable also, okay? And I'm just gonna tell you my thoughts, man. I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it honest, you know what I'm saying? As we read this, we're gonna kind of just run through it, and I'll be sure to post the links to this article in the description below. Because like I said, this is unfortunate if it is. If it's what I think it is, man, it's terrible, and I'm hoping that it's not. But a lot of holes in this story. Let's talk about it. Stepfather of kidnapped 4-year-old girl says he was knocked unconscious by 3 Hispanic males and didn't notice he was missing until he woke up on the side of the road 24 hours later. Now, I've been seeing the flyers. I've been seeing the shit floating around. I don't know the full story. This is really the only story that I've read and really looked into it. I'll be honest, I try to stay out of a lot of that stuff. And you can feel however you want to feel about that, but there's a reason. So 4-year-old Maleah Davis was reported missing on Saturday. Authorities said she was with her stepfather, Darion Vence, and his 2-year-old son on Friday. The three were on their way to the airport to pick up Maleah's mother. Vence said he told police he heard a popping noise, decided to pull over, check it out. When he pulled over, 3 Hispanic men pulled up on a blue pickup truck. Vence told cops one of the men knocked him unconscious. Took Maleah. Cops said Maleah had been ill and had several brain injuries during her life. Now, this is a beautiful little girl, and all I know before we get into the details of this story, something fucked up has happened to this little girl. And as with most stories of this kind, man, the outcome is never good. It's not going to be good, and I hate to just go negative, but the outcomes are never good in these stories. They're always fucked up, and we're going to talk about it because maybe I'm cynical, maybe it's the day and age that we live in, but this shit happens so much, and this story just has flaws in it. So many flaws that I question it. So, like I said, we're gonna kind of skim through. We already got the synopsis, but there's a few points that I wanna get into. All right. So, her mom was supposed to be flying in on Friday night to Intercontinental Airport, which is on the north side, right up north, and then they're coming out of Sugar Land on the south side. And that's a nice little drive. Like I said, Houston is a big area, and depending on how you want to identify, you want to call it suburb, whatever the fuck you want to say. But it's basically, to make it simple for those who don't understand. So it takes me from where I'm at to get there is like an hour and some change. So anyway, so Vence, 26, he's a stepfather of this little girl. He's got his own son, and that's something to think about. She's had a lot of brain injuries, had a lot of sickness, a lot of stuff going on. And I hate to fucking think this way. Y'all can feel however you want to feel. You can, like I said, hit the comment section below whether you agree or disagree. I feel like the stepfather may have something behind it. He may be in love with the mom and may not want to deal with the additional burdens but trust me, I understand how it goes having sick kids, sick family member, whatever else it may be. And this could be some kind of fucked up way. The mom's out of town. Let's just kind of go through the details. Let me tell you, I think something's fucked up. And I hate, maybe this is just the world we live in that's got me thinking like this, man. But trust me, I've seen some shit. Anyway, shortly after pulling over, we saw a blue Chevy crew cab pickup pulled behind him, and 2 Hispanic males in their 30s approached his vehicle. Okay. So, one of them, and this sounds just super convenient, like if they were going to hit you over the head, it sounds like they would say something like, oh, well, you need some help, or you got something going on, blah, blah, blah. So they made a comment, Maleah looks very nice, looks very sweet, and then somebody knocks him over the head, right? And from where it looks like he got knocked in the front of the head, I would think that you would see something kind of like that coming. I mean, again, it's a tough deal. It's a very tough deal. I don't know. Again, I don't know the full details of everything that's going on, but let's talk about it. Sergeant Mark Hallbrook of the Houston Police Department Homicide Division said during a press conference. So you realize they already talking about the Homicide Division, so that should have you thinking about something. Look at this little girl, man. Pretty little girl, beautiful little girl. And it's unfortunate that she's had to go through, whatever she's had to go through. Beautiful little girl, man. Vence told police he was in and out of consciousness, but at some point he woke up in the back of the blue pickup truck with Maleah and his son as the Hispanic men were driving. Okay, that sounds odd. Were you not restrained? Were you not, held down? You just got in and out. They just assumed that you were going to be knocked out the entire time. Again, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Said he remained unconscious for nearly 24 hours before he fully waking up around 6 p.m. on Saturday on Highway 6 and realizing that Maleah was gone. So one, I don't think they really mentioned what happened with his son. So is his son still there, but Maleah's gone? Son, being very young, who knows if what he could see and say. 2 years old is enough to say some words here and there, but that's going to be very important to pay attention to. What happened with the son? It's some disgusting parents, and I hate to be this guy because if it comes out wrong, I'll be the first one to correct myself and everything I said, but there's some disgusting parents out there who don't want to deal with the burden of what happened from having children. There's disgusting men out there who don't want to deal with a previous man's relationship or whatever situation. Like I said, I don't know if the 2-year-old son is between him and the mom or what. But we've seen these stories time and time again. And I'm not trying to guide the way you're thinking. If you've heard different, man, hit the comments below. Let me know. I have no pride in correcting myself. I'm just telling you how I feel. This is social commentary. I'm not a news station. I'm giving you commentary on what I think is going on. But it just sounds suspicious. 24 hours. He's woken up at 6 p.m. Saturday. Said he then walked to the Houston Methodist at 11 p.m. Saturday where he received treatment and reported Maleah missing. Yeah. So they said they got a license plate of the vehicle that he was driving, belonged to the girl's mom. 2011 silver Nissan Altima. Said it was seen on a traffic camera near Highway 59 and State Highway 6 in Sugar Land around 3 p.m. Right? So Sergeant Hope said, I realize there's a lot of blanks in the story, but we're hoping the public can help fill in the blanks. So when something like that said, that's something you have to be cautious of. So there's apparently a truck. No one knows the truck is. So I'm wondering if he's saying that maybe he was in the back of the truck and somebody else took their car and the point was to jack the car or I mean, like, I don't know what it's supposed to be ultimately. I think it's just, again, as the story gets told, as interviews happen, things will come out. Holbrook said that she had multiple brain surgeries. Said Daily Mail, if they try to reach out, no information released at this time, and it's very interesting. Last surgery was in March, late March, early April. So it means that, time and time again, she's had, plenty of these surgeries to deal with, and that's unfortunate for a small child. So this week she was sick too. And that sounds, man, like just something to add in there. Man, like, people trust me, man. Man, I feel fucked up for you thinking this way, because I'm hoping I'm wrong. But people will say things and do things to garner public sympathy. We've seen the stories before. We've seen the man who said his wife was killed for helping somebody out, being a good Samaritan. Turns out him and his daughter were behind the shit. He fooling with his stepdaughter or whatever. You hear these off the wall stories all the time, and I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong, man. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but Brittany Bowens, says she's terrified for her daughter. Spirit is broken, feels so lost. Maleah's mother said through tears, Maleah was last seen near the Southwest Freeway and Highway 6 in Sugar Land. Okay, so they stole the car and they still riding around Sugar Land, is what you're telling me, a day later, basically 24 hours they in the vehicle. Like, if you're gonna take it, you're gonna go do whatever you're gonna do and you're gonna get rid of that vehicle. Like, you're not just gonna be riding around town and the shit, especially if you didn't kill anybody, you just threw them to the side of the road or whatever. Again, it sounds fucking fishy to me. I don't do stuff like this, so I wouldn't. Said last seen wearing a pink bow in her hair, a light blue zip jacket, gray, white, and pink sneakers. So I was African-American female. Look, man, and I'm not saying that we've seen in this day and age people try to stage shit. We have so many of these movies that, people think they're smart. They watch some movies and they feel like, I can just do this and I can corrupt. It's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world, man. And I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm hoping for the best outcome, but let's be realistic. Like, these kind of things rarely ever turn out well. And I've just been seeing it, and you know, we saw, and what I want to talk about that we compare this with is we saw the little girl, and her name is slipping my mind. I feel fucked up about that. The little girl in Houston not that long ago got killed, and they were saying it was a old racist white guy in a red truck, and there was so much public fury and uproar. And what you really got to be careful, if you see the Sean Kings of the world get involved in this shit, then that's when you really got to be fucking cautious. That's when you really got to watch out. Them niggas love scamming. They love scamming niggas. Y'all love giving them your fucking money. But this is unfortunate because the real purpose is not all the politics, all the BS. It's about this little girl coming home safe. And I'm gonna be honest, like the likelihood, I just don't feel like it's gonna happen. And I hate to say that, man. I hate to say that, man. She's a beautiful little girl. But let me bring up this other article. Let's look at the let's look at this page here. We can slide this over a bit. We can look at the local Houston site. So, Amber Alert issued 4-year-old girl probably taken by 3 men. Everybody says she was last seen 16500 block of Southwest Freeway 1,500. 16,500. I'm everywhere. Look, I'm not too remedial, y'all. So you gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes. Basically saying the same stuff, man, that you know what's going on. So so this is what I'm trying to figure out, right? This is what I'm trying to figure out then. Let's talk about this story then. He said that his 1-year-old son, and other places said it was 2-year-old. They always get information wrong. So saying his 1-year-old son and Maleah were abducted by 3 Hispanic men, right? So they said it was 2. But now, until you heard it popping, it was like a flat tire. You know, it's a photo of assault victim, stepfather, sits unconscious almost 24 hours. Said he made the comment, kind of recapping the same thing. He said this when he was hit by the head about one of the men that lost consciousness. Vence said the abductors kept Maleah with them and drove off. He really doesn't know where she is. But his son is with him, but Maleah was not. So that's what I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to get clarified, right? That's what I wanted to get clarified. And then again, like I say, it's so much shit, man. Trust me, I know motherfuckers who've done some dastardly shit. And you know, it ain't made big news, but motherfuckers get too creative for their own good. Get caught up in shit gets complicated, and they start making up lies and telling stories and things. This is gonna be tough to see what happens ultimately. Either way, any way it all ends up, man, it's gonna be a fucked up story. It's already fucked up. And we're gonna see how it falls through, man. But hey, if you got any opinions, thoughts, ideas, man, make sure you tune in live every evening. We're live at 10 p.m. Central Time to midnight. We'll continue further on to this story a little bit later tonight. You know, get your opinions. I'd love to take some calls about this tonight, and we'll discuss it. And what you think, man? Is this another situation like the one that previously happened here in Houston? And for the life of me, I cannot remember the little girl's name. Watch this gonna happen as soon as I get off here. I'm gonna remember it. But you know, all the attention. If it's somebody of a different race, you know, it's always a big deal when it comes to us, to black folks. But if it's, you know, our own people doing it to ourselves, always, you know, no big deal. But we gotta get away from that shit. But here's the deal, man. I'm praying for the little girl's return, and that's ultimately it. Everything else is irrelevant. But Den Show Live on Instagram and Twitter, Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you tune it in tonight. You can call in and share your thoughts live with the dead folk. But with that being said, I'm gone, man, and hopefully that Maleah can be returned safely to her family. I mean, I'm praying for it. I'm just being honest with you, man. We've seen these situations happen time and time again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm out.